Hi ho, what do you know? It's more Pooh Talk, Season 2s!
You did it.
Oh my god. Alright, how y'all doing tonight? It is Tiki here. I am the host of So You Want to Be an Imagineer, I would say the inaugural Armchair Imagineering competition. I just know that there might be some people here that might not be that familiar with me, and we're going to kind of go familiarize ourselves because, my God, we got a ton of new people. Just like a bunch of new faces here in Sorcerer's Apprentice Season 7. Evan, can you believe it? Season 7 of Sorcerer's Apprentice.
I know, it's crazy. I remember doing season 2.
I know. I remember covering season 2 on the podcast.
Yeah.
So guys, I am basically the head podcast guy around here. So I will be, along with, of course, a panel of my esteemed guests, who we will get to shortly. Weekly, we will be doing more Pooh Talk, which, of course, stemmed from 1986, the previous Armchair Imagineering competition. And basically, more Pooh Talk. It's kind of as the name suggests. It's a little bit. We'll be reviewing the projects, but we'll also just be kicking back and talking a little. Well. So, how y'all doing? I want to go around the room and kind of introduce y'all individually. So, of course, we have the lovely person who I have been associating with for a long time now. What has it been, like 10 years? Something like that, probably.
11.
Oh my god.
I know, that hurts. It hurts a lot.
I know. It's Jokers!
It's me! Hello!
Congratulations. You have been my friend longer than anyone who was my friend in high school.
I did it. I made the grade. I can't believe it.
So Jokers goes all the way back to So You Want to Be an Imagineer season 7, long time ago in a galaxy far away. Hey, season 7, it all kind of comes back around. It rhymes. It's poetry. And Jokers, correct me if I'm wrong, you're one of the team leaders this time around, or
I am not. You're wrong. Puffle Fan is their team leader this time.
Okay, so are you just playing?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm playing and I'm going to be hosting way towards the end.
That's what's confusing me.
It confuses me too. That might change, honestly. I'm going to figure it out. We'll see how far I get.
I'm still not caught up on that whole thing. Maybe one of you can explain it, because it's like, so are you in contention to win at this point, or?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, that's really. Anyways, oh boy, I'm an old man when it comes to these armchair matches. Back in my day, we had an elimination every round. All right. Okay, and also with us is Mr. Dash Haber himself, the Dark Horse.
Hello.
How you doing, Dash?
Good.
All right. Dash, of course, is teammates with Jokers, and we don't have anyone from either of the other two teams.
And that's okay.
Okay, but hopefully, to speak for all the teams, we have our esteemed judges, Peregrine and Outbound. How you gentlemen doing?
I'm doing well. Peregrine, I didn't know you were judging.
I didn't either. I'm just kind of here to talk.
Oh my god. Wow.
I will be judging very later on.
Okay, you see, guys,
you're in our team.
Yeah, me too. I took a hiatus.
I just consider myself an old man at this point, because I am. I can't. This is too many moving parts for my brain to comprehend.
It's okay, Tiki. So this is the Imagineering competition. Every week we have new projects where we design theme park attractions or lands. And you're hosting a podcast called More Pooh Talk.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm here to help.
All right. So anyone who's posting here for the first time, let me know who you are on the forum or how you want me to reference you. I'm just going to call her Sapphire. She says, Team Soul is here. How you doing? All right, so let's see. Where do you want to start, guys?
Well, considering we've got 2 members of Team Mind present, maybe we start off with Trolley Park, get that out of the way.
Trolley Park. All right. So I just want to state for the record that whatever the hell I say on these podcasts, like I am totally just an observer. I have no intention of coming in and guest judging anything because, like we already established here, my focus is going to be on So You Want to Be an Imagineer season 19. And getting that ready to go, hyping that up, recruiting players, getting the project roster in order for that. That's coming this summer. And B, like I said, I'm already like just terribly behind. I'm gonna let all the fine judges, whoever the hell they are, run this competition like an iron machine. And I feel like this competition is in really good hands. I feel like so far it's just produced nothing but great stuff. And Trolley Park, I love it. This to me was my favorite of the 3, honestly.
And that's why we love you.
So yeah, Trolley Park, what I love about it is that it's very distinctly, like, it's got that kind of like old school Mark Davis, Walt Disney kind of vibe to it. I love the history behind it. I don't know. I think the Trolley of Illusions is definitely my favorite attraction of these 3 projects, I would say. That was a home run for me. It felt like kind of like an expanded version of sort of the Museum of the Weird concept. I just straight up, this was a really fun project for me to read through. I thought it was great.
Yeah, I really like this project. It was, I think, just straight off the bat, all 3 of these projects were amazing for their own special reasons. I think this project was probably the most creative of a concept with all its different individual pieces. Each one was really well thought out, in my opinion. And even though Team Soul ultimately won, I think both me and Ace, who isn't here, would agree that they're all really fantastic and don't consider it like any bit of a criticism, really, because I think this has almost 99%, honestly, and there's just that like tiny nitpicks here or there that I might knock off, but overall, this was really just a great first season. What am I saying? Season stanza.
Yeah, no, I'm glad that we ended up with this concept. I was a little bit worried because there's a lot of ideas here, but I think we made it work and we made everything flow pretty well, and it could have gone bad real quick. But I think generally this worked out really well, and I really enjoy the end product.
Yeah, it works really well to me in keeping that. To me, it really keeps that same sort of old-fashioned, nostalgic feel that goes with Main Street, but almost as kind of the more activity area where there's, a bit more stuff going on around versus the more leisurely pace of Main Street itself. And happy to hear you really liked the Wonder Car. I worked on that with the Beowulf 95.
Wonder Car was amazing, dude. Props.
Yeah, thank you. It was a lot of fun to get to design this funhouse attraction, and working with him on that, we actually discussed I actually came in first with some research of my own on okay, so here are traditional funhouse elements, and we talked about that in connection with sort of standard classic elements of stage magicians, and we really found some neat angles to go with. Maybe one of my favorite contributions to the whole thing was my idea for the the lady sawed in half hallway, where you have like the main floor portions moving side to side. And once you make it past those, you reach what you think is a stationary bit, but it actually drops a few inches when you step on it.
Yeah, it all flowed really well.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, just going to shout out some people in the comments here. We have Twilight Zone, we got B Wolf, we have Shannon in the Magic from the forums. Happy to have you on board. Space Mountain's here, Nate's here, and then I think that's everyone that's not currently on the panel.
I think you're right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, welcome, guys.
And something else I had also contributed to the project was the home run derby.
That was great as well. So can I just say one kind of like thesis that I have about this whole land?
Yeah.
Really quick, is that I love what you guys did with I didn't really follow the brainstorming, so I don't know what the genesis point of this idea was. But what I really like with this is that you took the base idea for me of something that's iconic to Main Street, something that literally started Steve Martin's career, the Main Street Magic Shop, and you kind of explored and sort of made a whole Main Street that kind of like took that idea that's been there, I believe, since opening day, and kind of mixed it with a little bit of baseball nostalgia, and also just kind of like the historical setting of the trolley park itself. And I don't know, I just think it all just flowed super well. And of course, we have other things in the Disney canon that are like this. Like, I got a lot of abracadabra vibes from it. I'm sure that's probably intentional, maybe on Evan's part. I don't know. I know Evan likes the abracadabra a lot.
I had nothing to do with that.
Okay, fair enough. Some C vibes with the characters, but yeah, I mean, overall, I really just thought the different kind of cherry picked themes really blended together nicely. It was like a cocktail of good ideas.
Yeah, this went through like a pretty big evolution. We were talking about like baseball, like a baseball specific land. We were talking about a Magic specific land. I was trying to get a train themed land out the door. No one really wanted it. And then I randomly thought of the trolley park, and that was like a really good way.
Chris Sawyer's Railroad Tycoon, the land.
Yeah, exactly. Well, no, I still think it was a good idea, and it actually showed up in the dining car restaurant. I wanted like a walkthrough where you walk through a train, and there's like projections showing American landscapes. It's like a proto Circarama.
Well, you kind of got a walkthrough where you walk through a train.
No, exactly. Well, that's what I mean. The dining car kind of ended up being that, which I really enjoy. But I thought that the trolley park could be like a good, like all-encompassing thing that we could use pretty much all of those.
It's kind of like the spring of Disney Springs, if I were to make a comparison. You know, it's like it's there thematically, but it doesn't necessarily. I feel like the magic and the baseball. Here's basically the magic is kind of like the story hook of it. The trolley park is kind of like the inherent setting of it. And then I feel like the baseball is kind of like the culture of it, if that makes sense.
No, absolutely. And that's like something that I was kind of trying to go for when I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do with this when I was like pitching stuff. Was something that fit in with Main Street and like kind of expanded Main Street as Main Street. It's like the setting of Main Street. And I'm glad we ended up going with this, and I think it worked out really well.
Hey there, Solaris Knight. If you could let me know who you are on WDW Magic so I could get your name right, I'd appreciate it.
He's Solaris Knight on WDW Magic.
Oh, you're Solaris Knight on WDW Magic. My apologies. Great to have you on. I'm just kind of trying to catch up on everyone. I am very behind. There's a lot of people on here, but happy to have you, Solaris Knight. Welcome aboard. All right.
Yeah, I really enjoyed writing the Trolley Pavilion. That was, I don't know, it was fun. I thought it's like a really fun thing to write. We tried getting a Ferris wheel in there for a while, but then we changed it to the whip ride, and I think that was for the best in the long run. But yeah, I think everything came together really well.
Okay, well, as you guys can see, there's something aloof with my web browser here.
Did you try refreshing it?
Let me do that. That might be a good idea.
I got you. Oh my god, also, new developments. Tiki does not have 20,000 notifications for the first time in a very long time.
I have 3.
That's quite impressive.
Solaris Knight, I do not agree with you that the Ferris wheel ruins the sightlines, but I do think that the whip was better. Ended up being better at it.
But the whip is better because it's way more unique.
Yeah, no, I want to do the Ferris wheel because I felt like it felt more classic fairground. But like a smaller Ferris wheel, not like a massive Ferris wheel.
Not like the Orlando Eye.
No, bigger. No, it's going to go the entire length of Main Street, USA. I think I do agree.
Like an Orlando Eye size Ferris wheel, it's literally just like in the place of the castle as the central icon of the park.
It's perfect. God. I tried doing that with DCA. I'm just without the
kind of without it being in the center of the park.
Yeah. But I do think that the whip ended up being more unique and generally better.
So yeah, I really want to talk about this this magic trolley thing because I was really blown away by it. Lead me through the genesis for it. Lead me through the brainstorming of it. Did Museum of the Weird come up at all?
I don't think it did.
Yeah, I don't think Museum of the Weird actually got mentioned.
Well, that's the first thing that I kind of went to, honestly.
Actually, I never said it, but I have a Museum of the Weird concept that I've been working on for a while that is very similar to what I thought we were doing with the Wonder Car. And I almost said something, but I didn't want to bring up old ideas, so I did not. But that's about as close as I think we got to Museum of the Weird.
Yeah, I think the initial starting point was just an initial sort of mention of something involving magicians, because all of that sort of time period, I feel like stage magicians are such a sort of iconic piece of entertainment to that era. So I think it was initially mentioned, something involving them, like maybe a show or something. And I don't remember who, but somebody mentioned a funhouse involving them. And from there came just the initial core concept of entering into a trolley car, which in the initial pitch would be bigger on the inside than it looks on the outside.
Yeah. I know we were also talking about having a secret entrance into the magic shop, but I can't remember if we actually did that or not.
I'm sorry. In regards to the trolley that looks a lot bigger on the inside than the outside, honestly, one of my favorite details is also the thing that gets the plot of Mad Max Fury Road rolling. You turn left.
Yeah.
And I like that because it's such a simple subversion of what you think going into a trolley car is going to be like. You know what I mean? Because a trolley or a train is just going down this straight line as it goes down the track. And then suddenly you're turning left, and all of a sudden your perception is just completely thrown off. Your sense of space. It's a very simple transitional illusion, but I appreciate stuff like that.
No, believe it or not, one of the hardest decisions I was making in coming up with, in doing the whole write-up for the Wonder Car was which end of the car should we enter through.
I can see that. Just want to give a quick shout out to Tegan Eats Plants, and Tegan, I've seen you around the forums, and you have one of my favorite usernames on the forums. Tegan pilots a chicken. That's just a delightful stream name. I love it. All right. Okay, so let's see. Where are we going from here? Someone tell me who Behind the Magic is. I should know.
Hi,
that's Pergron. He's here.
Thank you, Pergron. Thank you. I should know that. There's just a lot of names, and I'm old. Oh god, this old thing is going to get less and less funny as the years go on if I keep doing this.
You're doing your best.
30 now. That's practically retiring.
Shut up. Oh God. Existential crisis. All right, I'm good. I'm back. Okay. Anything else to say about any other areas you guys want to dive into specifically with the trolley park?
No, I mean, Bergeron. Or was that Outbound? I'm sorry.
No, that was me. Sorry, I just wanted to bring up their little Abbott and Costello bit because that actually had me laughing way harder than I thought. It
legitimately felt like Abbott and Costello too.
Like I was laughing way harder than I thought I was going to when I went into that, and I just thought it needed to be brought up.
I also appreciate the dig at Oswald with Ozzy and Waldo.
Yes,
that was well played.
Yeah, that was all Pie, I think.
Nice. Man, I miss Pie. Pie, if you're listening, come back on the podcast. I know that logistically it's difficult for you, but we'll slot you in any point this season. Find a way, Pie. I miss you. All right, anyways. Okay, so should we move on, guys?
Yeah, I guess. There's not much else to say.
Where should we go next?
It's up to you.
Don't put that much pressure on me. Based on who's here in the chat, where do you think we should go next?
Soul.
Team Soul? Okay. All right. Okay, Flower Street. So I'm going to be real with you. I like this one a lot. I really like the individual attractions. The Electric Rose, I think, was by far the best individual dining experience of the three. But I think thematically, cohesively, this was probably the lowest of the three in my mind. And I'm not trying to dig y'all who worked on it. These were three very, very strong projects. I just feel like the other two, their identity kind of popped a little bit more. And honestly, I'm just going to start with a thing that I feel was kind of like a stumbling block for me to get through right off the bat was theming it after Marceline. And I want to get the take on everyone on the panel for that, because that to me kind of took me out of it a little bit.
No, I didn't really think there was anything off about it. If you're referencing how Main Street USA is supposed to be like this idealistic, like town that doesn't exist anywhere, you have to remember that this is like the 1950s, so they just created this park that would.
So can I clear something up? Can I clarify something? Is this
sure.
Is this supposed to be the actual Marceline, Missouri, or is it just a town that happens to be named Marceline?
I think it's just a town because the story that they make up, I'm pretty sure, doesn't exist.
Okay. So I just want to clarify that because Marceline, Missouri, of course, is very, very tied to Disney history. And that's where I was maybe a little bit thrown off, because I was thrown off by the whole idea of like Main Street is supposed to be heightened. Marceline is I feel like kind of like, you know, people go to Marceline on like Disney trips and stuff. And I feel like a lot of them are kind of let down that it doesn't feel like the actual Main Street. And I'm kind of like, no, duh, it is kind of a modern town. You know, it's still developing. It's a fictionalized, idealized town inspired by Marceline. All right. I wish you could have come up with an original name. Not because the name isn't good. I like how the name sounds. But for me, it just kind of bothers my OCT. But that's okay. That's okay. I'll get past it. It's fine. It's fine. Where do you guys want to start with this?
Well, I'll say, I guess we could just go to the first thing, which is the backstory. I just getting this from Space. Yeah, it was fictionalized idealist town. Okay. I just like the backstory, to be honest. And I know you're not going to like this, Tiki, because 1986. But I've always enjoyed backstories. So.
I've been known to like a backstory or two in my time too.
Really, Pergron? I didn't know.
Really, I know.
Yeah,
I only
I too enjoy a backstory here and there.
I like them everywhere.
My only thing, and you guys know that I like backstories, is I'm not sure how well this fits in a backstory fits into 1955 Disneyland.
Can I just clarify that I like backstories, but I don't like novels?
I mean, but at the same time, we had this fight before. I think the problem is that you like, in the context of the projects, these backstories would be shown mostly visually. But you can't really do that in writing without laying out the story.
yeah, that's the issue. I don't know. I feel like there should be a little bit more multimedia, but that's a whole different. That's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Well, to talk about multimedia, actually, one of the reasons that, in my mind, this Team Soul was the best was actually because it sort of combined, we'll get to this later, but Team Power had a lot of amazing multimedia presentations. And then Team Mind didn't have as much. I think Team Soul had a bit of a balance of each, which I really appreciated, where there were some amazing things like Homemade Imagineering's video, which we'll get into.
But this alone is like wonderful. This is very accurate to the advertising at the time.
So Tiki, are you suggesting people should make a backstory video?
Honestly, yes. Honestly, if you were to do a complex backstory that has a lot of moving parts to it, then I would do it as a video. I feel like that's something that would overall improve at least my enjoyment of the project. I mean, like I already established at the beginning of this podcast, my opinion matters not. Like, my opinion on any of this literally has no value on anything that the judges decide or do. I am merely an observer who's running a podcast about this game. So
to me, it sounds like the Cats mockumentary is the perfect balance for you.
Sure, Evan.
Thank
All
you.
Right.
But yeah, one of the things that was interesting about this project for me, so I went back and forth on it, was does this fit into Main Street USA? Because Main Street USA, a lot of it is tradition and past, sort of, whereas it kind of feels like a hybrid of Tomorrowland and Main Street, almost.
Yeah, I kind of, that's the thing. That's why I said at the beginning, I feel like the other two projects had more of a concrete identity to it, whereas this had a lot of good concepts. I feel like all the parts were there, moving and working. I just couldn't get quite as much of a finger on the pulse of what it's exactly supposed to be on a thematic level.
I get that. I mean, that was the thing for me,
because of the Tomorrowland stuff, honestly.
Yeah.
I feel like the Tomorrowland type stuff doesn't work as well as, say, the Magician stuff in the other project.
I feel like it was a little close to something like Edison Square too.
I could see that.
My only other big criticism is I thought the theater was kind of big for where it's placed. But that's just me. And again, for the time period, because, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like people didn't really address the time period as much as they should have.
Well, I only realized this after we posted the project, and then I was thinking, what do I expect them to do? And it's like, oh, you can't do animatronics, you can't do all these things. So
that's something that we struggled with.
I'm going to throw a shot in the dark here. Have any of you seen Rob Play's new video about the Futurama exhibit from the World's Fair?
No.
It is fucking fascinating. Like, it's all like it's a completely diorama based dark ride with like proto omnimovers. And it's entirely it's almost like Horizons, like thematically, but it's all done with like miniature dioramas. It's super interesting. Anyways.
Oh, that's cool.
And speaking of dioramas, as a transition, I like me a diorama. I like me a diorama as much as Andrew Lloyd Webber likes him a cat. So with that in mind, I've watched that Lindsay Ellis video too many times. So with that in mind, I did think that the diorama hall was a highlight for me personally. I feel like it felt very, very much like a Main Street A ticket. All right. Anything else with this, guys? Anything else to highlight?
Yeah, I mean, the fact that they made an animatronic for the project is kind of amazing.
Well, let's check that out.
Yeah, they just made one.
Yeah, we got to see crazy. That. Okay, this is my first reaction. I completely missed this while scrolling through the thread. My bad. So I'm okay. You guys, you made an animatronic, you say? Who did this specifically?
This was Homemade Imagineering.
Okay. So the animatronic, you just see the head, right? It's like the head just like peeking out from a bush or something, I assume.
Yeah, based on what the video was. Yeah, at the end they show the mechanism. So I imagine the point of the video is like this would be what you see in the beginning of how animatronics started. Is kind of the context I was getting from it.
Okay. Gotcha. I see what you're saying. Yeah. I see what you're saying. Okay, I get it. All right. Took me a minute. Okay, yeah, that's super cool. Props there. A great example of what I mean by, kind of pushing the multimedia in new ways that we haven't seen. I have never seen an animatronic in any of these competitions, so that's certainly a first. Well done.
I love the audio.
I just want to highlight, the audio is great. The Electric Rose, who was behind that? Can I get a credit for that? Nobody knows.
I have no idea.
I can go find it in there.
I love the judges are very. I'm calling the judges out, man. No, I'm just kidding.
Tiki.
You have access to them too.
I know. I am terrible with names, notoriously.
It was Laura. And Disney Dad.
Oh, Disney Dad. Okay. It feels very Disney Dad. I'm not surprised. All right. The Electric Rose, I just want to highlight, man, it's like as a foodie who's grown more and more fond of kind of like the fancier side of things, I had dinner at the Grand Floridian and the California Grill last trip, and I was like, oh, look at me, I'm fancy. But the Electric Rose does it, man. It's just elegant. I really, really liked it. Right. So yeah, well done there.
Yeah.
Like I said, I really think that it's just for further reference. I mean, you can post whatever you want, but I'm saying like even individually, like outside of the projects, I would like just for the sake of the podcast, credits would be nice. Just for the sake of the podcast.
I understand solidarity, but it's good to know who did what. Just in general.
I'm saying, like, you don't even have to post it like when you post the actual project. Just post it at some point before the podcast. That'd be nice. All right. Okay. But I do think that the Electric Rose is my favorite restaurant out of everything that any team did. In my opinion, I would give it the gold star as far as dining is concerned. I know, Space. I know I had access to the PM.
It's 1986 all over again.
It is, man. It is.
This truly is more Pooh talk.
Right. Okay, anything else on this project that we should highlight?
Yeah, I mean, the whole project was really good. I enjoyed it. I definitely agree that it was the most vanilla of the three. That was really good.
You know, though, sometimes vanilla ice cream can be really good.
Yeah,
I
I thought
I'm
the
not
vanilla
I do like
the
that
problem with
argument.
that.
I
never
thought
said
the
there was-
vanilla stuff worked really, really well for it.
Yeah.
I definitely think there was, like you said, a lot of flourish in the presentation department for sure, and I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so let's transition into Team Power. All right. So I gotta say, oh man, I am a child of the 90s and early 2000s. I grew up with like pre-YouTube Disney media, and Yesterland was part of what I grew up with. This thing's a blast from the past, man. I love the way that this thing is laid out. I can't even tell you. It strikes an itch with me, man. It really does. I love how just clicking through it just feels exactly like how you would read Yesterland back in the day. Like, you guys replicated that to a T. It's just chef's kiss, man. It's like, I would say as far as actual presentation and visuals go, this is easily like, I mean, it's a Doug project, so I'm not surprised. Anything involving Doug, you're gonna have great visuals. But I just think overall, it was laid out in a really, really great way, just in terms of like the visuals, the web design, and the ideas just flowing together really coherently.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest with you. The only reason why this isn't topping Trolley Park for me is just because it feels less Main Street and more World Showcase. But I do think that as far as like it has a great feel of like transitioning in terms of World Showcase pavilions. Like it does a very good job in that regard. It does have a Main Street flavor to it. Don't get me wrong. I just think it feels more at home in a World Showcase, whereas I feel like the Trolley Park has more of a classical Main Street feel while still updating it. But this is still very good. I mean, this is still very, very professionally made.
Yeah, that was my main concern with it as well. It at times feels a bit like the World Showcase, but at the same time, it's still great. And I think it fits into Main Street. I just don't think it fits in as well as the other two projects.
I agree. Yeah. Good. It was good. All the components together were really great, but I do agree that it didn't fully fit with Main Street.
Yeah, I'm definitely of the same note. Like, the elements here are really good. It just doesn't quite capture that same flavor of Main Street.
Yeah.
See, I thought it would. I mean,
it's a different take on Main Street for sure.
Yeah,
Oh,
I thought
absolutely.
I thought it fit really well in Main Street. It just happened to be that the other two fit better.
Mhm.
That's fair. That's fair.
If this was added to Main Street, and this is like what we actually saw, I think it would totally fit, and I wouldn't feel jarred at all. It's just that the other two thematically did fit a little better.
I got to get a look at this video because I have not watched it yet.
Oh, that was probably the best part of this whole project.
Yeah, the newcomers this season are making some great stuff.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm not playing. They're scaring me. I won one game and I'm done. That's it. No competition.
Need to have your signature be a book. That's the goal.
Right.
Win them all.
Okay, I really appreciate this presentation style with like the Mario Kart style map. That's a nice touch.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Nice. I'm not going to flip through this all, but yeah, really, really good job there.
Yeah.
All right. But yeah, I definitely feel like this one, like you guys said, I feel like we pretty much established all we need to know. It's very real showcasey, but at the same time, it takes a lot of inspiration from, what would have been something like an Edison Square, especially like the Confucius animatronic show that served as inspiration for the Tiki Room. That's kind of like one of the intriguing, like long lost Imagineering concepts that will never be built today in today's political climate. But man, it sounded interesting. All right. I'm sorry, guys. I'm kind of just clicking around as far as visuals are concerned. Is there anything you want to get into in particular?
This team had custom music for each of his lands, which I thought was a great touch.
That is a good touch. Yes, I did make a joke in the main thread about like if you're not listening to the Main Street BGM, then you're doing it wrong. But no, by all means, for this project, listen to the custom music.
Yeah, it'd be quite strange. It's just like Americana, and you're in this Mexican town with
Careful, we might get copyrighted.
Yeah. Keep it below 5 seconds. 15 seconds? I don't know what it is.
I could just keep going. Like that literally that entire hour loop is just ingrained in my skull.
Well, I'm excited for these new soundtracks to be engraved in mine because they were like music is something that it's been done in previous competitions, but it's something that always astounds me. Like I am so bad with music that
I hear you.
I can't even like splice together two songs without it being really awkward. Like the Age of Magic video was literally me just putting a song after another song, and it took me 4 hours to figure out how to do. So the fact that somebody can do like what they did here, and I'm sorry, the name of the person who did it is slipping my mind. But the fact that they did it is so astounding to me.
Absolutely. I really appreciate the original music. It's still like, I've been saying since I want to be an Imagineer, I wish more people did that. And I'm glad that it's finally starting to come out more regularly. So.
You guys are requesting that I go to the music, but we can talk about the music, but I've got my headphones plugged in, so I can't really. There's no practical way to play the music unless someone wants to pull up their phone or something.
So it was Mickey Waffle Co. who did the songs.
Thank you.
Nice
Great job.
props.
Can't wait to hear more.
That's also a really good username, by the way.
Yes. I'm fully ready to start a music Cold War. Just you wait.
Oh, God.
Everything is no longer super.
So that's what I'm going to do. Every project is just going to be different versions of everything super.
Oh, God.
Just riding those coattails all the way.
Do it in a different genre for every land that you do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
It'll fit thematically, but the tune's exactly the same. So
I'm very excited to hear like the country western one if you get a Frontierland project.
Oh man.
Well, just you wait. This project, it might be Japanese.
Oh god.
I can get a
All right.
shamisen very easily.
I mean, I can. Like I said, I can't really like. I don't want to unplug my headphones because it'll be all echoey. But yeah, I mean, it sounds really good. I mean, I really obviously I am very much like in the same camp where I cannot I strum on the acoustic guitar from time to time, and I sound fucking awful, but
you'll get there.
wow,
You just keep practicing.
Beowulf is really against the Muppet theme song being played. Holy crap!
I think Beowulf just hates fun.
Beowulf, you remind me of Evan. Did you see? Are you familiar with the trailers from Grindhouse?
No, I've never actually seen Grindhouse.
So one of them is just
I'm
a
aware
horror
of
movie
them.
trailer. One of them is just a horror movie trailer called "Don't." This is very appropriate.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I love these guys. I can't pronounce their names for the life of me, but I love them.
Jose
Do it right now.
and Chito?
Who are they?
No.
Tiki,
I
who
mean,
are they?
as a group, the three
What's
caballeros.
the group called? That was
The
good.
three
That was good.
caballeros.
Yeah.
Caballeros.
Caballeros.
Caballeros. I swear to God, it's like I'm like in speech class, and it's like the one thing that I can't wrap my tongue around. No matter how much I actually love the idea, it's ridiculous.
It's got to make those two L's a Y.
Caballeros.
Yeah.
Caballeros.
You did it. You're learning Spanish. Hola.
Two L's why?
Me
He's learning
llamo.
Spanish. He's learning how to read and click on links embedded in.
Oh, dear
He's
God.
a lot tonight.
You took the sentence too far. He's learning how to read. He's doing great.
Okay, I'm not gonna. I don't even think I'm exaggerating here when I say that I've been like clicking on links and stuff, especially on websites like Yesterworld, for longer than maybe some people watching have been alive. So yeah, don't patronize me, sir. Don't patronize me. I can only the old jokes only. I'm not that old, not yet. Give it 10 years. I've got 10 years of youth left.
No, you got 30 years of youth left. You're not old until you get AARP magazines.
All right.
You got a good 25 years.
Anywho. So yes, three caballeros. Really good. This is definitely another contender for one of the best dining experiences. I love the theme of this. It's basically like an expanded version of the Sun Angel Inn, except good. I was looking for another more eloquent word, but no, just good.
Well, I think the bad from that comes from the food. Have you tried the food?
No, I have not, but I have literally never heard one good thing. It's one of those Disney World. Yeah.
Wait, I went there like exactly a year ago, and I was surprised at how good it was. Like genuinely.
Because I was gonna say it's one of those Disney World restaurants. Like a lot of times with Disney World restaurants, they can be kind of like divisive. Like you hear a lot of good, and then you hear like a polarized minority. But with the San Angel Inn, it's like no. Like I literally like 9 times out of 10, it's like it's very bad.
I was very surprised about how like not awful the food was.
What do you have?
Tacos, I think.
Oh, just basic tacos. That's probably what I ordered.
So it was like a fajita beef thing, and like I think it gave you like taco shells. But I remember it being good. They gave you like a shit ton of food too. There was a lot, but I was surprised. Yeah,
nice ringing endorsement. All right,
I wouldn't say ringing. It's an endorsement. It's a tentative endorsement.
I think we should put all of these reviews on like the San Angel in like website. We should make it a website and then put these reviews from the comments. Amazing when you've had a few drinks.
Yeah. It wasn't bad when I went.
The Mexico Pavilion in general is just I love it. It's my favorite pavilion.
Yeah.
Right, anyways, I think that's pretty much it. We got the retail, but I think those go by pretty quickly.
Well, they have their entertainment after this stuff too.
Oh, right, okay. Right. So I like that they put a kind of a little storyline to the Chinatown parade with the pandas. That was a nice touch. Of course, you got the mariachi, and not much here. But I think we pretty much covered the grand work on all of this, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So yeah, like I said, not a ton of flow to it in terms of like the Main Street appeal. But it is very good, and like I said, just in terms of presentation, it just absolutely I'm a sucker for it. I'm a total sucker for it. I'm gonna hype up a video that I'm actually working with Pi on, which is Disney fan multimedia before YouTube. And I will say that Yesterland is absolutely one of the things that we should cover because I feel like it proved the groundwork in a lot of ways for stuff like Defunct Land, Yesterworld. I mean, just in name alone, if not like the entire community around like Lost and Abandoned and like ex Disney attractions. So let's see. Anything else we want to get into tonight?
No, all the projects are really great. I'm very excited to see what happens with this new project. I think Team Mind's in a very good position right now. I think we're working towards some cool stuff. And I'm very excited to see the other teams.
All right. Big shout out to everyone new who's joining us. I'm going to give my channel a quick plug really quick. We've had a couple people already subscribe, and I really appreciate that. Our channel's kind of hovering right around 950 subscribers right now. And the really surreal thing about that is that I see other I'm to the point in my YouTuber career where I see other YouTubers who I really respect and like, and I look and I'm like, oh my God, they have like a third of the subscribers that I do. So it's like, I feel like I'm right there where I can start networking and really making stuff happen. So I'm more motivated than ever in 2021 to make good things out of this channel. I very much intend to cover the armchair Imagineering scene on this forum as much as possible. Armchair Imagineering is something that I'm very, very passionate about, and I think that the WDW Magic forums are just an amazing community of people who are just actively encouraging each other, and I think it's freaking awesome that a community like this still exists. And but also we do just a ton of fun geek culture podcasts and WandaVision recaps, stuff of that nature. So just I encourage everyone to subscribe if you haven't, if you're new here. But if you don't want to, no pressure. But I would appreciate it, and a big thanks to the people who already have subscribed. This podcast was 5 out of 10. Not enough ego stroking. I'm ego stroking right now with the whole 950 subscribers thing. So does that count, B-Wolf? Does that count?
Tiki, it's 9:51 now.
No, it was 9:51 before
Really?
we went on. So I don't think the numbers have updated yet publicly.
Anyway, I know I just subscribed for you.
953.
I have like 5 accounts though, so.
No, I don't want all your accounts to subscribe to me. I don't want subscribers that way.
No.
You're now at 953.
Yeah, that's what I want to just shout out. Let's see, Solaris Knight and Tegan Eats Plants for subscribing. Thank you so much. Really, really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. And yeah, I will be here every week, committed to covering this season. I'm really excited about seeing how it plays out. I might not be up to date on who exactly is playing on what team and how the end game is going to play out and everything like that, and the whole hosts becoming players and all that. But I'm sure I'll get the groove of it as we go along. And of course, look forward to So You Want to Be an Imagineer Season 19 coming this summer. Really excited about that. Just want to get the hype train rolling on it as soon as possible. It's going to be me and T-Cool hosting it. I believe Space Mountain's going to help host it as well, but T-Cool and I are the main hosts. So that's really exciting. Coming this summer after about a month hiatus in between Sorcerer's Apprentice is that. All right. Have a good night, ladies and gentlemen. This has been more Pooh Talk.
Goodbye.
See ya.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Hey, look! It's the Leaning Tower of Cheesa.